Welcome to another episode of Kansas Cougar Football Talk. I'm your coach, Darrell Nave, and you're watching Pit Talk. Well, guys, I promised you that we'll have two defensive MVPs on here. Unfortunately, I can only give one. Fred Brown is out preparing for his upcoming MMA fight, but I do have Mr. Hartfield here with me. Eddie Hartfield is joining me. We're going to go over a few things, talk about what makes him such a great football player, him being a father, talk about him becoming a defensive MVP and how he got elected to be a defensive MVP. And then we're also going to get into a little bit about the football in the league here and what we're playing in the XFL. Guys, I want to join here, Mr. Hartfield. I'm glad to have you on my couch today, man.
Appreciate it, sir.
I'm excited to have you on the show. I think this is, I was hoping this would be the first time I have two guests today, but I'm glad you're able to make it. I know Fred is out taking care of some business. He's a fighter, so he's got to train. But like I said, this is going to be a fun time on the show here. I want to get into a few things before I get to talking about Mr. Hartfield. We want to talk about the league we're playing in. For those who don't know, we are in the XFL, which is the Extreme Football League. We've got some new teams joining us. We have the Oklahoma Southside Bulls, also joined by the Rose Hill Zombies. The Rose Hill Zombies will be joining us our league as well. We talked about them on our first show, and we'll leave it at that. Mr. Hartfield, again, I'm glad to have you on my show. I want to get into some things with you about football-wise and then being in the XFL. I know you played a lot of years in the CFL. Tell me a little bit about the XFL, because we've elected to be in the XFL last year. Mm-hmm. We thought it was a great league to join. Like Mr. Wash said, it's the professionalism, the competitive football play. A lot of people were saying that the Cougars are in a rebuild season and that they were jumping to a weaker league. You tell me a little bit about the XFL and your experience in that league last year.
Actually, I felt like it was a lot of good competition. I feel like it was more professional than the other leagues that we've been in, and just all around it was like more professional. I felt like, the refs were more fair and didn't have to worry about favoritism in the leagues and stuff, and just the all-around competition was really good in that league. So
fair refs. We'll get into that on another show. Yeah, like I said, that the XFL is a great league, and guys, if you haven't got a chance to follow it, you can follow them at the Extreme Football League on Facebook. Go on there, check out some of the new teams, check out what's going on. I believe this is going to be probably one of the biggest years. This is I think they're going on their third year as an organization or as a whole league. But enough about the XFL, because they're going to hear about that as we continue this show. I want to talk to you about what makes you go. You're a defensive MVP. You were corner last year. Now you're making that transition to safety. Tell us a little bit about your history. Tell us where you come from, where you started at, some schools you played for, and how you ended up with the Cougars and where you're looking at
playing football when I was in the 6th grade. Actually, I was the Boy Scouts, and I saw the Bulldogs across the street practicing and stuff. And
Bulldogs!
And they would come over and actually kind of clown on the Boy Scouts. That day forward, I told Mom I'm done with the Boy Scouts. I'm playing football, and I was done with the Boy Scout stuff. So I started playing football in the 6th grade. And after that, I just fell in love with it. It was like the most amazing feeling to be on that field. Just playing, I was a receiver and transitioned over to defense. It just changed the game for me. I was a natural receiver, but playing defense, I just had more fun. So just being honest, it's like the funnest time of my life. From there on, just kind of learning from the players that's already been on defense, and I had to learn from them, and I just feel like I picked it up pretty fast and stuff. So it was just an amazing feeling last year, and I just did what I was told, and I feel like I got the job done. So that's it right there.
All right. And so after the Bulldogs, what high school did you play football for? And then after high school, did you further your career at all?
Yeah, I went to Southeast High School, played receiver there. And after that, I went to Dodge City JUCO, and from there I went to Southwestern, played there. And once I was done with college, I went to Enid, Oklahoma, and played for their arena team there. And actually, after that was over, I came back and started playing for the Aztecs, and now Cougars.
Okay. Okay, so he's got a lot of experience out there playing as far as football goes wise. I know this is kind of your about 2-3 years playing defense. I know you played some corner earlier, Cougar years, but this is like about your second year playing full-time defense.
That's right.
Now you're a big person, man, especially for a DB. I mean, you getting any comparisons to like Cam Chancellor right now that you're a safety?
Oh no, man, I'm still learning, man.
All right, man. Well, man, I'm glad to have you on the show again. We want to get a little bit more deeper into Mr. Hartfield's life. When we return, we're going to have some more one-on-one questions with Mr. Hartfield when we get back.
Hello, my name is Chad Jacobs. I am a counselor here at the Matrix Center. The Matrix Center is a harm reduction outpatient opiate treatment clinic. We treat our patients with compassion and dignity. Our beliefs are to educate our patients regarding substance abuse. We hope to empower our patients to live substance-free and improve their lives while promoting personal responsibility and accountability. We specialize in opiate addictions, for example, heroin, fentanyl, Demerol, Dilaudid, Norco, Lortab. Opiate drugs include the drugs that come fully or partially from opium, and synthetic drugs that have the similar effects. Our hours of operations are Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and on Saturday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're closed Sunday. Intakes are done by appointment only. If you or someone you know has a problem with opiate addiction, please contact us at 316-260-3445. And a counselor will be available to assist you.
Dad?
Dad?
Dad? Dad?
Welcome back. I like that commercial. That Father's commercial really hits home for what we're trying to do here. And speaking of being fathers, Mr. Hartfield, you're a father, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. I had Orlandis on last week, and we talked with him about how being a father has helped him be a better football player. I want to know from you, how has football and being a father or vice versa help you transition into life? How has that helped you be a better man, and how has his organization helped lead in the way to help you do that?
Football for me really just gives me an opportunity to take away from the world, and on the field I'm just in my own zone. So and also I'm just happy that my kids are able to see me perform and play football, because a lot of times they just get to hear stories and they never get to see their father or whoever play the game. They just get to hear stories. But I'm just glad that my boys get to see me play. I try to not push it on them because I know there's a lot of more important things in life than football. But me, football is my life, but they have to find their own way. And I encourage them to do other things as far as getting their grades and, just in case, football is fun and it's important to me, but it may not be for everybody. So just try to teach my boys to make sure they be their own person and just do their own thing and find out what's important to them. So.
Man, I can dig that because we got a lot of fathers on our team, and that's, like I said last week, that is the most important part of what we're doing with the Kansas Cougars, is trying to help empower our young males to be better men. And this is the best way you can do that, is by being a leader and going out and giving that ultimate sacrifice with your brothers on the field and showing them how to be better leaders, better people, and ultimately a better man.
Right.
And being a leader, you've had a role of being kind of the silent leader, and I'm, as the coach and defensive coordinator, I'm looking at you being a more vocal leader this year. I'm trying to give you that incentive to go out there and lead this defense, especially going to that safety position. How are you handling that new role with that new leadership role? Are there something that you're embracing, or are you still trying to figure it out?
I feel like I've already embraced the fact that the players will see me perform, and I know that they look to me when the game's on the line and the play needs to be made. I feel like that responsibility is already on my shoulders because I'm not going to let our team down. And if they see me performing, I don't talk a lot, but they see me doing it and leading by example, then they're going to follow suit. So I'm going to say something when it needs to be said, and other than that, I'm just going to be busy making plays. So.
Right. And guys, he is an excellent player, and if you haven't seen him play, you can get our highlight film for $9.99, Kansas Cougar highlights. But I know that Mr. Hartfield is going to do an awesome job next year, because on top of the fact of being a great player, he was named by the coaches as a defensive MVP, co-defensive MVP with Fred Brown. But you played corner, and not a lot of corners get defensive MVPs, especially watching you play. If you guys didn't see it, didn't get a lot of passes thrown to his side, didn't get a whole lot of picks on the season. But what we did see is that coming into games, people game playing around Mr. Hartfield. They schemed things to where they didn't have to throw the ball to that side, so which allowed us to run certain different coverages and get into multiple different blitzes and ultimately help us win a championship by him being so dominant on that one side of the field. Tell me, now that you're a defensive MVP, or what things are you doing in the offseason to try to match that again? How did it feel when you became a defensive MVP? Did you see that coming, or is it something that surprised you?
Well, first off, just in the off season, I've been working out, running here and there, just trying to stay in shape, get back into the football swing of things. Receiving an MVP was a total shock. I just felt like I was out there doing my job. So once I received that, I was like just totally shocked. It was an honor. It was an amazing honor. I'm glad I was recognized, because I felt like I did not get a lot of action. When plays was coming to my side, I feel like I made the play, but I felt like I didn't get a lot of opportunity to get in the action. But like he said, I felt like that's a compliment when they don't run to your side or throw to your side. That's a compliment to me. So I just learned from the other guys that was out there listening and did what they said. So I don't feel like it's all me. I feel like it's a team effort, and I love my defense. So that's all I look forward to, is playing with them again. I know we're going to be dominant. So that's it right there.
Right. And I expect nothing but dominance from this defense coming back. And again, you definitely earned that defensive MVP. Shutting down one side is probably the highest honor you can get as a defensive back, being able to shut down one side and allowing that coaching staff to do other things to help win ball games. Last question that we want to get into, if you're looking up here, you see these championships. Some of these are from the CFL, the XFL trophy is locked safely away. We'll break that out here soon. But now that you're a champion, is there anything that you're you're aiming for this upcoming 2016 season? You have any goals set? You have anything that that's your personal goals that you want to go after, or are you more of a team goal type of person?
It's both. It's both. I want to definitely repeat. There's no reason to play if you're not going to win the championship. And with our Cougar mentality, if we don't win the championship, then it was an unsuccessful year. That's all we're here for. We just want to win. Personal goals, I just want to pass some of the knowledge that I've learned throughout my years to our upcoming players, because it's not promised that you're going to continue to be able to play forever. So when I do leave this game, I want to at least try to give something back to the younger players coming up. So the leadership role that I have, I just plan to bring others up so they can step up when I step down.
Well, you guys heard it right here. Mr. Hartfield is planning on giving back to the team. He's getting ready to pass that torch, and we appreciate all the years he's put into this organization, and looking forward to him giving us, if not this last year, a couple of more years to come. And it's been a pleasure to actually even play on the alongside of him, and now being a coach. Mr. Hartfield, it's great to have you again.
Appreciate you too,
man. I'm
Coach.
glad you made it out. I'm hoping that next week that we'll be able to get Mr. Brown for you. But guys, a few things before we go. Want to make sure that we are following us on Twitter at Kansas Cougars _1. Make sure you join us on Facebook at Kansas Cougars. Also, follow us on our website at kscougars.com. Last thing, we got a tryout coming up next weekend, Sunday at 3:30, November 15th. We'll be at Wichita Sports Academy. Make sure you get there plenty of time to spare so you can register. Check in. It's going to be a great time. I think we're going to have an awesome turnout. I feel like this is going to be a big year for us. I say that every weekend, but I believe it's going to be a huge year for us Kansas Cougars. Until next week, see you then.